Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Asdivine Hearts II on Nintendo Switch. Sounds like a whole there you go. Glad to see everyone back safe and sound. Yes, well, where's Alicia? She went to bed not long ago. So early? I guess she's a child after all, isn't she? Ah, what's this? Master, why are you here? Did we tell you two to rest? We have an emergency situation. A portal to another dimension was recently opened. However, it has closed and we are unable to track it. If the former deities were able to do that, they must have amassed a huge amount of magic. And there was really no trace left behind. Perhaps they were able to hide it. It must mean the difference between us and them is much greater than we thought. You have done well to inform us. I now order you to rest and leave everything in our hands. However, that is an order. Yes, Master. Got it. You told them to leave everything in our hands. So I assume you have a plan? No. However, I heard the voice of Shut Up. Really? Yes, I shall try to make contact with him again. Do you have any qualms about attempting to summon him here? No, please do what you must. Then, come, Shut Up. Should I? Why are you in magical form? Is there a reason you can't appear here? I am in Chronostasia. The entrance to Asdivine has been closed off by the former deities. What? They stated in Letter Forest they had succeeded in accomplishing something using the magic they gained in Archelio. Could it be they were referring to this? The voices have long been reaching me. However, it was my own that was unable to reach you. Despite being prevented from leaving my realm, I was able to finally gather enough magic to contact you in this form. That explains what's been going on. And while we've got you here, why don't you tell us the truth about what happened in Asdivine in the past? It all happened approximately 2 millennia ago. The former deities you encountered. They were, in fact, the original light and shadow deities. Contending over who should be the only deity, they began warring amongst themselves. And the aftermath from their fighting caused a massive storm that struck Asdivine and killed many innocent victims. Knowing they would eventually destroy the world, I made the decision to recreate Asdivine. However, it was at that time, the pleading voice of one human reached my ears. His name was Claudius, the light and shadow progenies of that era. I must say, it was unprecedented for a single being to possess the attributes of both as he did. And he was like us. Claudius had only two desires, the cessation of the storm and the return of peace to the world. Because they were both pure and unselfish, he made the unusual decision to grant them. O deity of the heaven above, hear my plea! Claudius, progeny of both light and shadow. Who's there? In order to receive the desire of your heart, are you willing to offer yourself in exchange? Myself? Yes, it means my desire will be granted. Very well then. Claudius? Claudius! This power belongs to you. Should I? What do you intend to do, shutting us up in this human body? The era for you as deities is over. You will die in obscurity with this parallel world that is soon to fade away. You need to banish us? You're the one who created us, and now you think you have the right to destroy us? I will not allow you to do this. I will find a way to destroy you, even if it takes an eternity. You will not get away with this, should I? Come forth, deities of the next generation. And thus, two new deities were brought into existence. Those two were you, Lumiere and Noctodemus. However, I miscalculated what would happen when I did exile the former deities to that parallel world. Archelio did not disappear as I had anticipated it would, and instead continued to exist. As for the rest, you know what happened yourselves. Why would you waste your time exiling these former deities to another world? If you simply ended their existence at that time, their 2,000-year grudge against you would never have had a chance to take root. Even after having stripped them of their divine powers, they were still nonetheless deities. As the creation deity, if I were to have destroyed them myself, the world would have had to be recreated. That was not what Claudius desired. However, it has been 2 millennia since then, and his desires have been long fulfilled. I had also determined, if the former deities once again tried to gain dominion over Asdivine, I was prepared to recreate the world in order to stop them. At least that was my original intent. However, they were able to outsmart me, and at present there is nothing I can do to stay their reign of terror. For as we speak, not only Asdivine, but all those parallel worlds connected to it are in danger of falling into their hands. Well, if you can't stop them, then what do you expect us to do? Are you going to sit back and watch the entire worlds crumble before your eyes? This is not the future I had envisioned. It is also why I have come to entrust it to you. This is all my power I am able to give you. If you are able to figure out where these former deities are, I should be able to open a portal to reach them. I believe in your inner strength. As it was able to even change my view of you humans 2 years ago. I now leave everything in your hands, Lumiere, Noctodemus, and my human friends. Wait! What does he expect us to do, giving us power and then disappearing like that? We can only figure out where are these former deities. In that case, allow me to help. Alicia, I thought you were sleeping. You didn't always think I could sleep after that huge tremor rocked the ground the way it did you? Huh, where's the other with you? The other? What are you talking about? I thought I heard a voice I wasn't familiar with is all. Maybe it was my imagination. Anyway, were you able to find my hairpin, Zack? This is it, I presume. Hand it over Lucy's hairpin. Claudius. Thank you for finding this. You don't know how much it means to me. Glad we could be of service. Alicia, let's get back to the topic. What do you mean you know where he is? It means exactly what I said. You want to know where Claudius is, right? Let me see that map of yours. Claudius. I can feel it. He's here. That's the same place a portal was opened to Phantasma in the past. Really? Not even Felix or Nadia noticed that. It's the power of love that exists between Claudius and I. It's the truth. This hairpin I received from him told me where he was. With only one, things were a little hazy, but with both of them together like this, it's clear. that's where we'll find Claudius. I don't know, it sounds a little fishy to me. Actually, not really. We've learned ourselves the power of memories, and bonds oftentimes exceeds even what a deity knows. And like we experienced 2 years before, let's trust in that same power again. The powers that exist in the hearts of Alicia and Claudius. Fine. Everybody else willing to do the same? I, for one, am. Shall we make for this place at once? Yes, let's get this over. I do apologize, but may I ask you to give me some time to weigh things out? What is the reason for your hesitation? In that region of the ocean, there are a great number of ships that use it as a route for passage. In order to prepare for the worst-case scenario, I wish to notify those traveling by water to steer clear of the area. Do you think that can be done by morning? I do. Then we'll leave in the morning ourselves. In the meantime, we'll leave warning those traveling by ocean to you. Understood. Please take me with you when you go. I'm sorry, but it's too dangerous. Don't worry, I'm really good with magic. You already know I went to the southwest cave by myself and fought off the monsters I came across there. Have you forgotten? That body doesn't belong to you. I know. But it wasn't only because of me you know where to find Claudius. That's true, but... Alicia, you want to see Claudius and have a chance to talk with him again, right? Isn't that what I've been trying to tell you all along? Then wait here. We'll bring him back with us. Really? Yes, really. Fine, I'll wait then. That's a good girl. Now get back to bed. You're supposed to be sleeping. Okay, good night. That goes for the rest of us as well. We're going to need a good night of sleep ourselves. Now let us stay at the inn. I trust you shall take care of the rest, Queen Gloria? Yes, please leave everything to me. At present, we are working to reroute ships traveling through the area near your destination to avoid any loss of life, and should be done by tomorrow morning. Knowing you have saved the world once before, I have full confidence you can do the same again. Yeah, great. No pressure. I guess there are only 3 of these games. Maybe there's 4? I know there's 3 for sure. I think this is the only one that's a direct sequel to the first. I don't remember there being I don't remember Cross being a sequel or not. You know, it was only available in console form on the 3DS, so I don't really remember much from it. I think I bought it and never played it. Which is the thing I tend to do sometimes. Nobody need any help or anything? That's surprising. Those were some excellent fish entrees, if I do say so myself. I'm as stuffed as a holiday goose. You better not eat anymore until tomorrow unless you want to bust a gut. And I don't mean by laughing. Don't say things like that. Don't say things that might come true. Well, that aside, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. Ask me? Well, then let's hear it. Is there something we should be aware of when we defeat the former deities tomorrow? Be aware of? What you said to Alicia back at the castle about bringing Claudius back. Uriel's right. I was thinking the same thing myself. Do we need to wear them down rather than defeat them? Although, of course, that would also depend on whether or not we would even be able to stand up to them to begin with. Felix? There's something you're not telling us, isn't there? What I told her was all a lie. A lie? Claudius is both the light and shadow progeny, and it is from his soul we were created. In other terms, Claudius' soul no longer exists. Nadi is correct. If his physical body is released from the former deities, so will it likewise cease to exist. Meaning Claudius' body will disappear. But then what are you going to do about Celine? Until she's able to beat Claudius, I can't think Alicia will be so willing to return to her body. we resolve this issue with the former deities, we shall then be able to focus on restoring our powers. Moreover, if our original strength returns, it will be possible for us to extract Alyssa's soul from her host and send it into the life cycle. Of course, when this occurs, there will be no harm to the High Priestess. In short, you intend to break your promise to Alicia. That's exactly what it means. And you told her what you did, knowing that from the beginning? I did. This is someone's life you're toying with. Uriel? Why would you trick somebody like that? 2,000 years. For all that time, Alicia has continued to look forward to the day she can see Claudius again. And you're going to trample on that? How could you do something so heartless? You never changed, do you? For the same few years ago, and also with what happened to Rapsco. All your decisions do is spawn regret. Uriel. That's enough. Let's calm down and talk this over, shall we? First, we should have a seat and... See, so you both are on Felix's side then. Uriel? I should have realized it with the both of you being the light and shadow progenies. You'll never be able to understand my, or any other human's feelings. Uriel. Do not take it personally, Felix. I know. How about I have the innkeeper here make you something to eat? What would you like? I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. Felix. How are things looking, Stella? It doesn't look like anyone's left the capital, but it also doesn't appear I'll be able to get through to them myself. Guess we better figure something out today. We don't have time to wait until tomorrow. Then, can I ask you to talk with everyone, Zack? Me? Given we're staying here at the inn, it wouldn't be good for us all to be out at the same time, right? I'll stay here so no one mistakenly thinks we've checked out. Suppose somebody might think that, but don't you think it'd be best for the girls to talk with girls? That's where you're just plain wrong, Zack. Don't you realize everyone what? Never mind. Just hurry and go talk to them. Alright, I hear you. Felix aside, honestly. Given the time, I can't imagine Uriel has gone far from here. I don't care what that little girl wants. Her little friend is causing trouble. Fuck that guy. Nadia. Is that you, Zack? To tell you the truth, I knew what I should have done. I knew I should have stopped Felix from becoming too casual about things. However, you stood by and allowed it, huh? Yes, for that I regret it. Well, if you can see things clearly now, then I have a feeling everything will be just fine. I'll go get things ready over at the inn so we can try talking this over again, but this time together. I would appreciate that. Zack, huh? I know what Felix said was wrong, yet I also know her depth of concern for the future of this world. I realize you may not see it that way, given her seemingly careless attitude. However, actually I do. Felix has always been like that. Not only do I know that, Stella knows it too. And while everything may look like a huge bomb went off, I'm sure Uriel understands where Felix is coming from, as well. I see. This warehouse belongs to the guild. We're doing some straightening up inside at the moment, so if you want to enter, you'll have to wait till tomorrow. How about I don't? Felix. Zack. It's like Uriel says. All I do is cause one problem after another. Maybe I'm not cut out to be a deity after all. Once we resolve all this, I think I'll see if there's a way for me to abdicate my position as a deity without having to recreate the world. What are you doing? On that mouth of yours that can't even seem to say anything smart, that's what. Can't you tell I'm being serious here? Serious? What do You know as well as I do, stepping down as deity would mean the death for you. And if you somehow think that's alright, I'll keep stretching your cheeks until you can't talk anymore. Now, I want you to listen to me, Felix. You've got to realize we all make mistakes, humans and deities alike. But the good part is we can also learn from them. By seeing and understanding where we went wrong, that's how we move forward in life. Deep down, I know you know too. Now, I know we weren't able to have a decent conversation earlier, but let's give everybody a chance to cool off and give it another go. If you think that's best. Alright, all that's left is to find Uriel. I heard you'll be heading out to battle tomorrow. In case of emergency, we will defend the city, so please rest this evening. Yeah, please rest. Uriel. Zack. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get so angry like I did. I don't think you did anything you need to apologize for. But you said what was on your mind, right? That being the case, there's no need for you to deny how you feel. The only thing I have to say is that wasn't what I'd call a conversation. Even when you do have an assertion, you can't make the whole thing one-sided. Now how about we keep cool and try that again? Okay. We should hurry back so the sun doesn't set on any negative feelings. I agree, but before that, I want you to tell me what's got you so worried. Worried? You know, like you said back at the inn. About Stella and I being progenies of the deities and us not understanding your feelings. Have you been worried about that ever since we left for Archelio? You knew all along? Yeah, maybe I should have asked you about it before things got to this point. So what do you say, Uriel? Can I get you to tell me what's been on your mind? Zack, I'm just a normal human is all. No matter how hard I try or how strong I get, that'll never change. And would you still be okay with having someone like me next to you? Even if I'm not very useful to you? Uriel, I want you to know none of us worry about whether or not you're useful to us. We want you with us for who you are. And while strength, magical ability, and even divine power are important in their own respects, what's in our hearts far exceeds that. What's in our hearts? How we care for each other and our willingness to help. Those things provide greater strength than anything else. That's why we want you with us. Nobody else but you, Uriel. Uriel, I care about you more than you know. Not because you're the same person as my son from another world. It's because you're special in your own right. Is it really okay for me to stay with you all like this? I don't have any divine powers like the rest of you, and you'd still be okay with that? Do you need me to ask? Uriel? Why are you? Please don't ever leave me. Rest assured, that'll never happen. It's so embarrassing to be crying in public. You feel better after letting everything out? Yes, and I'm sorry if I made it look like those in the capital. And I'm sorry if I made it look to those in the capital like you made me cry. Well, wow, I would have written that one differently. Don't worry about it. What do you say we get back to the inn and have a sit down with the others? Yes, but Zack. Yeah? Since you've now seen me cry my heart out like that, I think you'll have to take me as your wife. As my wife, huh? Wow! What do you say? Did you say wife? That was a joke. Seriously, you're gonna give me a heart attack. Anyway, thanks for listening to what I said. I can wash my face now, so please take your time going back to the inn. I swear, her and her humor. Alright, time to head back to the inn myself. Sorry, nothing growing this time. Actually, out of stuff for once. Felix. Huh? I'm sorry for saying what I did earlier, and I'd like to apologize. That goes for me as well. Some of my humor was unbecoming of one of my position. I also regret my actions. However, Uriel, this is one thing I desire of you to understand. Some of what Felix says may offend you. However, it does not mean things were ever considered lightly. I know that. And I also know they've been scrutinized through the lens of a deity. But the one thing I want to know is why you'd lie to Alicia. If you want raw truth, then here it is. When I told her we would bring Claudius back, if I had told her his soul no longer existed, do you think she'd have accepted it? Speaking of, her feelings for him have remained for all these past 2,000 years, haven't they? And knowing that, I honestly can't anticipate what action she might take. For instance, if she were to throw a tantrum as someone of her age, that'd be fine. But if her unrequited desire turned into hatred for us and she were to hurt us, those at the castle, Celine, or even conspire with the former deities, what do you suggest we do then? Alicia's existence is unknown to us, and we can't predict how she'll react. After weighing Alicia's love and Asdivine's future in the balance, I chose the latter. But to say I didn't consider her plight either would be untruthful. Even so, as the light deity, I can't allow myself to choose a single person over the fate of an entire world. I am of the same persuasion as Felix. However, this was a decision made by us in the capacity of deities, as you had no control over the matter. Therefore, know you are blameless for the outcome. Are you completely blind? Blind? Let me hear your reasoning why you perceive us as such. You say we're blameless, but that's not the case at all. The fact that we're with you makes us just as culpable. That's because we're companions. Now, there's one last thing I want you to consider. If there's any possibility we can help Alicia, I don't want to throw that away. I say this because it may be Claudius' soul still remains, even if only partially. And we may still be able to help Alicia meet him. Really, it's not about whether it's possible or not, but rather about not throwing away any chance of hope. I'd like to ask for the same thing. Until we know for sure, let's please not give up, Felix and Nadia. If it gets to the point we realize it's a lost cause, then we'll do what we have to in order to protect the future of Asdivine. Very well. It's not we want to ignore Alicia's feelings ourselves. As long as there's any real hope left, we shall use all our power to help her. Thanks, that really means a lot to me. Rather, we should be the ones thanking you. Now let's work united as one tomorrow. I couldn't have put it better myself. Shall we rest ourselves this evening? Before that, there's one more thing I wanted to ask. Uriel, could it be you've been distressed over the fact that you don't have any divine powers like the rest of us? Yes, but I've gotten over that now, so there's no need to worry about it anymore. But let me just say this. When I selected who should go with me to Archelio, I didn't do so based on whether Zack or Stella were progenies or even Celine being the High Priestess. I chose everybody based on me wanting to come along. I chose everybody based on me wanting them to come along. Of course, that also included you, Uriel. What's so funny? It's just Zack was right. See, didn't I tell you so? What did you tell her? Well, it's a secret. Alright then, you heard the lady. Saying that's only going to make me more curious. Rather than that, is it only me, or have you two grown closer together? Who can tell? That's right, who can tell? Zack and Uriel. Something must have happened between them for them to be so close as they are now. I guess I couldn't be helped when I was the one who pushed Zack to go talk to her. At this rate, I wonder if Zack will have any room left in his heart for me. Stella, what are you doing there? You don't need to get all jumpy, it's just me. Well, what do you expect when you sneak up behind me like that? Now what do you want? Nothing, I just thought I should come say thanks. For what? It was you who told me to go talk to Uriel, remember? Because of that, everything's back to normal. Or I might even say things are better than before. And once again, thanks, Stella. You're welcome. Now, what do you say we give it our all tomorrow? Yes, I had planned to do that. Good morning. I was able to let all those ships that use the route near your destination to avoid the area. That being the case, if the island blows sky high, Her Majesty says it should not be a problem. Somehow I highly doubt that's going to happen. That queen can be extreme at times. You've got to realize she and Shannon were quite the pair of troublemakers back in their day. How's Alicia doing right now? She has not accepted the fact that she cannot go with you and has been pouting in her room since this morning. I see. However, I do not believe it is anything to worry about. The only other thing I have been informed of is those men standing guard outside her room hear sounds like moving of large furniture. I can only imagine she is up to another one of her silly pranks. Knowing how strong Celine's body is physically, I bet she could do something pretty big. That makes her much more ill-natured than a normal child. Yes, I can certainly agree with you on that, but let's hope she keeps things to a minimum. As for myself, I should be getting back to the castle. I will be praying for your success and safe return. How about we get going ourselves? We'll need to ride our flying pugwort west of Gutenberg City, right? Should be closer than Leto Forest to our destination, so let's grab what we need here in the city and take off. Oh boy, there's a lot of talking in this game. Guess I'm gonna get tired of my voice. There you are, back safe and sound. Oh, I forgot to do this. That's funny. Woof woof woof. Glad you two could get back together. Woof woof woof. Huh? What are these for? He says he wishes to thank us for finding his companion by giving us these. Woof woof. Woof 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 woof. Blah, 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 blah. Guess they can get on with their adventures now, huh? Let us go ourselves. Once again for whiners. This game like refreshes the whiner rate every once in a while. Tiny patch, really. Sombra. Huh? What's the matter? Nothing. I was just thinking this place is like Phantasma, is all, but it turns out it's not. A space created by a deity will affect their consciousness to a great degree. Unlike with Rapskull, they have no more need to hide their true character, and why this place bears their influence so vividly. This reflects their inner thoughts. I see now. Now it makes sense why in Phantasma there were fields of flowers, because Nadia is a woman. Now you can tell me what I already know about myself. Well, you sure tricked us 2 years ago. Felix didn't let on you had a feminine side. Guess what you do have is secret, don't they? And again, it was all her doing that drove you insane in the first place, wasn't it? You seem to know me better than I thought. Sounds like Felix was the cause of everything. Like that, we now have another rival. How can things ever work out for us? What's all this rival stuff about? Never you mind. None of you realize we're in enemy territory? You need to get together before I crack the whip. Yeah, our bad. Then again, it's pretty pathetic needing to be told that by a cat who can't use one. What was that? I wonder if it's safe to come out. Looks that way. I'm surprised they didn't notice. Turns out hiding in your bristly hair was a good idea. Grr. Now to find Claudius. That appears to be where he's at. Not going to be deceived by lying adults again. See? Fuck that kid, man. I gotta put up with her shit. Don't even like her. Monsters don't look friendly at all. And we are new. La 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 la. Extra damage. What? That's some bullshit right there. Are you fucking kidding me? Jesus Christ. classes and they take a lot of damage. Still on base crits. Reviving. God, that's some bullshit. fucking weak to it. Jesus Christ. Battle. I should get a way more experience than that. Yeah! They left something behind. I wonder if there's some kind of jewels. Wait, don't touch them. It could be dangerous. Felix is right. The monsters we defeated were created by the former deities. Moreover, they must have infused them with excessive magic. That is why I can sense the remaining hatred emanating from those jewels. It does sound dangerous. On the other hand, it'd be foolish to leave them here. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Nadia? Indeed. Having exercised their magic, I was able to create these weapons from its remnants. With these, we at least got some kind of reward out of dealing with those monsters. Where to now? This weapon looks like it'll pack quite a punch regardless. Now it's time to put it to the test. Now some of this feels good all around. Yowzers! I about did a faceplant there. Let's go. These turned out better than I expected and appear usable in battle. With these, I shall inflict pain upon all those who stand in our way. Now, what's these on first? Why don't we stop it there? This is audap. You've been watching Asdivine Hearts II on Nintendo Switch. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.